This video is made to honor Shanquella Robinson. I want to start off by saying I send my prayers and condolences to Shanquella's family, real friends, and all the people that truly loved her. Your death will not go in vain. For those of you that don't know, on October 29th, 2022, Shanquella Robinson, as of today, was allegedly murdered by her friends on a vacation trip in Mexico. A disturbing video has been circling around, revealing her friends' premeditated actions, motives, and the truth. In the video, there was a woman that Shanquella was on the trip with who was repeatedly assaulting her, while a male who was recording the tragedy stated in the video, "Quilla, can you at least fight back?" This video reminds me of when I was in middle school and high school. Students would always be fighting one another. Those kids would be suspended, and footage of the fights would circle around the school. But with every fight that occurred, you would always see a crowd of students eager to see who's fighting and how bad they're beating the life out of each other. I wouldn't be surprised if the woman that beat Shanquella to death used to fight as a child in school and at home. If you weren't corrected and taught as a child that fighting is unacceptable, then you are bound to do it as an adult. And for the people in the room watching and encouraging the fight that was in the video, they are just as wrong for allowing it to progress. If I could ask them a question, I would say, so none of you thought to yourselves, wait a minute, what is happening? Let me see if I could put an end to it. You mean to tell me nobody thought that? It's clear to see that the friends she went on this trip with had ill feelings towards her. Shanquella did have 2 businesses under her belt. Who's to say her friends weren't envious of her? Let this situation be a warning to show you that not everyone you call a friend is truly your friend. For your sake, please be fully aware of who you keep around you. Don't allow everyone to have access to you. There's nothing wrong with having no friends or a small circle. It is better to stand alone than to have frenemies. My advice to you is to not ignore the red flags you see in someone. When people show you who they are, you better believe them the first time. Before you call anyone a friend, you gotta know how they move, what they have going for themselves, their beliefs, mentality, way of thinking, if they have any morals, and their behavior. Lastly, don't just be around people because of their money, status, connections, or possessions. You need to look at the heart and mind of people. I'm sure some of you are familiar with the 10 Commandments, but if you're not, allow me to show you them. I want to focus on the 6th and 10th commandment. The 6th says, "You shall not kill." And the 10th says, "You shall not covet your neighbor's goods." If you're like me, I didn't know what covet meant, so I looked it up. It means yearn to possess or have, to desire. Now, destruction, crime, murder, and all sorts of corrupt things seem to be happening day after day. You can't go a few hours without something tragic happening in the world. I'm not sure why it's not obvious to people, but since the world seems like to be falling apart day after day, it seems like somebody has to say it. You should not be killing anybody or allowing envious feelings to consume your heart. We should not be tearing down our brothers and sisters. Even though this tragedy happened, it's not too late to change from those evil ways. It's not too late to become a better person, to become the person that God has called you to be. I will leave you with this one final message. None of us can change the past, but in order to save your future, you must change your present self. I love you all. Please be safe, live well, and stay educated.